Welcome to my hunt for a carp over 30 pounds. Today you're going to follow me around a few different venues trying to catch this Nosser. After blanking at Hilton Valley and being 8 ounces under my mirror PB at my local, I was determined to finally beat my PB common of 28.8, but I knew this wasn't going to be easy. But where do I start? I wanted to find a lake that stocked over 30-pound carp, but also wanted to choose a lake that was local to me, as I knew I wouldn't be able to get there. I knew I wouldn't be able to get to a place far away very easily. I wanted to try and catch my PB in a day session. Due to unwanted circumstances, I couldn't do a night. My first lake of choice was Ashlands. With it being 4 acres in size and known for holding carp well over 30 pounds, maybe even 40, I knew I was in the right place. I had a good session here a few months ago with Ben from Parker Baits, and I managed to catch this 22-pound Nosser, and what a fish that was. I've been looking forward to this session and decided to turn up at the lake early to give me the best chance of catching my PB. I wanted to use a different approach at this lake, so I went with a 15mm fully loaded from Urban Baits with about 20 maggots on top. All I'm doing here, guys, is threading on lots of maggots onto my baiting needle so that I can put them on top of my wafter with some baiting floss, just so I can, instead of just fishing maggots, I want it critically balanced so it's sort of sitting up a bit so the fish can easily eat it. Well then, this is the rig that I'm using. Just a standard hair rig coming down from the tubing with the tubing kit. And you come down to the hook, we got a size 5 gripper ESP, and then we got a fully loaded boilie, as I know they like it in here. We got about 20 maggots on top. As I was talking to you about the rig I was using, I noticed a fish bosh right where I cast it out. I was hopeful that this fish was going to set my alarm off. My dad came along with me to the session, and he had fish boshing on top of him as well. You could see so many fish in the upper layers of the water, but yet we still weren't catching. It's an odd lake. You could be on the fish and almost guarantee a catch, but often they're very picky on what they like to eat. What I'm doing now is just walking round to the spot where I just put a bait on it, because I kept seeing fish sort of milling around in this sort of area. Since I've cast it in, the fish have sort of seemed to move away a bit, so I'm hoping that the fish have moved back. But let's have a look. Oh, just had a bite. It's not looking like the fish have moved back. Sort of fishing about here. You could always just see them going round and round here. But I think my cast has spooked them off a bit too much. Fingers crossed they come back. Just as I started to feel as though I wasn't going to catch this session, my alarm went off. Hopefully this wasn't a bream. Well then, we've only gone and landed one, haven't we? It's only probably about 12 pounds, but a lovely fish. It's not over yet though. We've still got, 12 hours? No, not 12 hours. Probably about 6-7 hours to go. But yeah, absolutely pristine little common. Very welcome. Finally, the first fish of the session, and what a beautiful carp it was. My confidence in this session was sky high now after that catch. Nowhere near a 30-pound carp, but I was really happy with a great start. Not long after my catch, my dad was fish on too. The session is looking more hopeful now. Look at that. Well in, Dad.
Have it.
How big is she?
Bosh. 25, I'd say.
Yeah. It's a beast, isn't it?
Have it.
Oh, where's your PB?
She's lively.
What'd you have it on?
That is on a crafty catcher. Cream and pepper.
Lovely.
Boy.
Look at that.
Check that out.
What a fish.
She's a beast. Bosh.
Bye bye, you Nosser. Bye bye, you Nosser. Bye, you Nosser. Look at that. Nosser. Oh, she's coming back. Gosh. Well then, not having a bad session, are we? My dad's had a 24 after we zeroed the scales. I've had a smaller one, but they're all welcome. I'm literally just standing in the swim that Ben was in from Parker Baits. Just having a look round this corner where I've put a rod and had the fish from. Just looking because I've just seen the biggest fish I've ever seen in my whole life. And I'm not talking no pasty, mate. This was well 30, upper 30. Mate, it was massive. After seeing that fish that looked around £30 or over, I was determined to try and get him on the bank. I got the rod back out to the far bank and also one towards the island where I've seen previous anglers casting there and catching fish. I left the rod out on the same spot as I caught my last fish, as I knew there were a few carp milling around still. Not long after casting my rod into that position with the same bait attached to my hook, I was fish on again. Would you look at that? Off the same spot as last time, I literally saw the fish feeding on it. I was like, gonna have him, I hope so. And here it is. Lovely little common. Well, I say little, it's my biggest one today. Sort of like a cricket bat, but yeah, on the same bait, pepper peach topped with a bit of sweet corn, onto where I caught that other one. And yeah, what a lovely fish. Let's get her back.
Yeah, not so bad. Bad one, £24 common.
Well then, I've decided to have a little move. I've gone down the other side of the corner where, if you've watched Ben from Parker Baits video, then I'm in Darrell's swim. It seems to be a lot of carp, like boshing and that. So I thought, instead of not being on the fish or waiting a couple hours for one fish, I feel like I should just try and get on them. So literally, just keeping you up to date. I've just got in the swim, rods are out. I've had a few bites and that, but they're still out there. So I'm hoping we can get another one for you to see. Look at them. Dad's birthday a few weeks ago. Got him the Solar P1 bank sticks. This session was coming to an end. It's been a good day to Ashlands. Unfortunately though, we weren't able to have that £30 we wanted. But my dad did manage a £24 common, which was a mint condition common. What a fish. But unfortunately, the session came to an end, and I look forward to when I can get down there, but you'll definitely see that lake on my channel. After the session at Ashlyns, I searched online for several lakes in my area that stocked over £30 carp. I found a lake not far from me called Fishery. The full session can be found on my channel. The biggest carp in this lake is £32 for, so this is the fish I'm targeting here. I was the only one on this lake, probably because the forecast was set for rain and thunderstorms, but nothing was going to stop me from catching my PB. I wanted to maximise my chances of catching, so obviously I went with the best bait on the market, Parker Baits OG Fish and Fruit and Nut. Throwing that into a solid bag with the flat spot, these fish won't know what was coming. Within a few minutes of casting my rod out, I had a fish on. Yeah! First one of the session. Lovely little mirror. Got some nice scales towards the back end of the tail and that. It's not got the greatest of mouth, but it did used to be a match lake, so I understand. But yeah, first one, we're off the mark. Bosh. After seeing loads of fish in the swim on the other side of the lake, I wanted to set up there. I knew the 30-pounder was over there somewhere. I was getting some shots for you guys, and I sort of just come round to this side of the lake, and I saw bubbles. It was bubbling up. Sort of saw a few fish bosh and that, and so far it's looking good for a bite. I mean, fishing being fishing, fish bosh back where we were, but yeah, I'm feeling a lot more hopeful in this swim. Hopefully we can get the big one. Bush. I was feeling a lot more hopeful in this swim. I kept seeing so much activity here. I knew that it wouldn't be long until I got another one hooked. While reeling in one fish, my other rod that was positioned right on top of where I saw the fish started to go off. 2 fish at the same time. Was one of them going to be the 32-pound mirror? Oh, it is a snotter. Well then, we're not doing too bad, are we? We've never been here before. This is my second carp, hopefully, to get in the net. Yeah! Second carp in a little session. Look at that, it's a much better fish, this one. Mouth is alright. Still really lively. But yeah, part of a double take with a bream. Let's get her back and we'll catch you in a bit. Unfortunately, one of them was a bream, but my other rod hosted a really beautiful carp weighing in at around 10 pounds. I was still far off catching anything over 30 pounds. Just as the session was coming to a close and the rain and thunder looked closer than ever to coming in, I got a fish on both rods again. Unfortunately, one came off, but the other one turned out to be another mint common. Got another one on the bank for you, another double take. The other one come off, unfortunately. I'd say about around the same size as the other one. What a lovely fish. Mouths ain't great, obviously it used to be a match lake, but yeah, what a lovely fish. Let's get her back. Due to the awful weather, we had to call it a day. We were getting closer and closer to getting out of my personal best. With the weather starting to look a lot more on my side, I started to look into what my next lake of choice was. I went with Bluebell Lakes. I fished this lake a few times and know that there are plenty of fish here over 30 pounds. Although the trip there took over an hour and a half, I knew that there were carp in there just waiting for my bait. We got to the lake around 8:30 AM in the morning. While driving to the reception, we had a look around Mallard Lake. It looked very busy and seems like everyone had the same idea as me. We got our stickers on our bucket and had a walk round Mallard. We picked our swims and I was in the same swim as I had that 28.8. Now this 28.8 isn't an ordinary fish. It was sort of like a two-tone common. Was it going to be the lake where I catch my 30-pound PB? I tried to pack light, but it still took me 2 trips from the car to the bank. Once everything was set up, it started to rain. So I got my brolly set up and all my bits under the brolly. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get wet this time. Well then, back out on the bank. Today we're at Bluebell, fishing Mallard Lake. Yeah, we're all set up. I'm in the swimmer I was in last time. I have my PB out here. I just had a bite. It's looking good. Seen a few fish out in my area, sort of way past the lake. But yeah, there's 4 or 5 lakes in this complex. Swan, Kingfisher, San Martin, Bluebell, Mallard. This is 20 acres, I think. And I'm hoping that we can bag one. I used 2 rods on double fake corn, which was the bait I used for my PB, and the other rod with Parker Baits wafter. Nothing was happening, just a couple of beeps. Not many fish boshing on us. The fishing was slow and hard. We got the bait boat out a couple of times, but that didn't help the situation. The session came to an end, resulting in a blank. It was a hard session, and the swans weren't helping, taking our lines out all day. So far I've been to 3 very different lakes, which all stock carp over 30 pounds. From all of them, I've not managed to have this 30-pounder. I've heard from another angler that one of my local lakes, Clavering, has stocked 4 new 30-pounders, and I was very intrigued to see what they were. This had to be it. This had to be the lake where I caught my new personal best. My dad and brother both came along with me to this lake, hoping to catch some of the new carp that are swimming in this lake. What you doing there then, mate?
Just having a little rebate, mate.
What you doing, mate? So bag?
Yeah, boy.
What you gonna do with that? Wash it, middle?
Bosh it right at the back of the wind in the middle of the lake.
Bosh.
Gosh.
What bait you using, Sal?
I'll sell boilies, 18 millers.
Bosh.
Gosh.
What we got going on over here then?
Not much, man. blanking, mate. No, it's like. Do that.
No, no.
What's that?
Barsh.
Oh, why you got
Barsh.
Quarter cuts.
Gosh. Much action in this swim?
Not a lot. Good. You do. I've even got this in.
What we got going on here then?
Sausages. Chef Ryan's here again.
With us all set into our own swims, rods out and breakfast sorted, we were ready for the day. My dad caught the first fish of the session. What do we have here?
There it is. Boy strikes again.
How big?
What was it? 19.4? 19.2?
9-2.
Get some snaps.
Gosh.
What's that on?
Double straight con.
Bosh, doing all the fish today. Look at that.
Fin.
There it is.
Bosh.
Gosh.
Well then, it's coming into bite time now. And yeah, had a few beeps a minute ago, but nothing came of it. Seen a few fish boshing down to my left where my dad is. But yeah, there's not really been much action by me yet, but hopefully they can turn on. It wasn't going to be long before I got my first fish of the day. I used a durable hooker pellet which will really prove useful in catching these carp. When my rods went off, I rushed to them, hoping that the line would feel very heavy. But it wasn't. Still a lovely carp out of this lake.
Not much, mate.
After a couple of hours and the fish teasing me, I got the second carp of the session. This is on a durable hooker, pellet, 12mm. Good little common. Let's try. Get the rod back out and have another one, eh?
Barsh.
Bash. After releasing the carp back into the water, it was drawing closer and closer to the end of the trip, and soon I would have to think about packing up. With 15 minutes to go, it was looking like I won't be having a personal best. We decided to pack everything away and admit defeat. It's been a great day. I'd caught 2 carp, but then it came to the last 10 minutes and my rod absolutely screamed off.
Oh, hello.
Scales.
Oh, just coming.
I was hoping that this heavy fish sticking to the bottom was the 30 I wanted.
What you got there, Jay?
Nosser.
Barsh. Get in the net. Get in the net. Get in the net.
Go on. Go on.
Barsh.
Oh, what do you reckon?
I'm gone.
I'll
see you later.
32.4.
Well then, new PB, 32.4, was it?
Yep.
Look at that, corn, double fake sweet corn, solid bag. Bosh! And there it is, my new personal best, weighing in at 32 pounds 4 ounces. It goes to show these fish can strike at any time. What a perfect way to round off a week's worth of fishing. This catch has made me ecstatic. I wonder when we will get a bigger fish than this. Well, it turns out it only took a week. After catching that 32 pound 4, I wanted to do the night here. Who's this we've got here?
Boshing hell, boy.
Mine's man Carping.
Yeah, boy.
Where are we? Clavering? Yeah, boy. Any action down there?
Nothing, mate. A few bosses, but...
We got to the lake and around 6:30 in the morning and chose our swims. I was in a swim that had an option to fish a bridge. What I'm going to do now, struck a few falls, a few halves in there to get the fish grubbing around, and let's hope to have one. All I'm doing here, guys, getting a few OG fruit and nut, crushing them up, and as you can see, this wind is kicking down through this lake. So all I'm doing, crushing them up, letting that scent flow out to make them fish, you know, sort of get in my area, get them milling around. But look at what that does in the water. All of that. That is true Parker Bates fashion. Bosh. Not much action's happened. I'm sure Charlie said to me that he saw a massive fish bosh over his area, which is obviously a good sign. Tonight it's just me, Dan, Charlie and fishing for a bite, who's Ollie. So yeah, it's going to be a good night. Just got another solid bag tied up, ready to get out. Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
fish on. First blood.
Look at that.
Nosser. It's good.
There we go. Hands off the mark. It's been a long time coming.
It has.
Lovely. Beautiful, mate. What do you have that on, mate?
That's on a butcherberry.
Do you have a solid bag on with it or anything?
Yeah. Just a bit of 2 mil pellet, bag, straight out the back.
Lovely. Was that where we see them fish showing earlier?
That is, yeah.
Lovely.
It was very quiet all day until it hit night time. I had a 21 pound something ghost carp, which was my PB ghost carp.
Had a PB ghosty last week. He also had a PB mirror called PG. So, you know what time it is. He's getting the bucket.
Well then, mate.
I reckon that's another bucket, isn't it?
No!
Another bucket.
What,
Another bucket. He's got to have two. He's had 2 PBs.
He had that
It's
PB
double
mirror.
bucket.
He had PB mirror, now he's got a PB ghosty, mate. He's got a double here.
I'm
He's already wet now.
Here we go.
He ain't gonna get any more colder. Oh Jesus!
Bosh.
Bosh!
Top skills, Hogan.
Come on, the Nossers!
Hey.
Woo!
Bosh.
Come on!
Look at him. He's dripping like an egg sandwich, chap. Hey.
Might as well get in, then, huh? And then my rod ripped off again. I knew this was a big fish. Hey, look at this. I've had another one, haven't I?
Oh,
Is that 34?
34. 6.
Not another soaking, boys. Please.
34.5 pounds.
Bosh!
Yeah.
Well then, 1:30 in the morning, rod screams off from the bridge rod. And yeah, got ourselves a second ever 30. Not only for me, but I've had it in 2 sessions here. Obviously, I think this one's chunk at 34.5 pound. And I had PG at 32 pound 4. And what I'll do now is I'll flip her over, show her the other side. Cool. Bosh!
Come on.
Oh.